obviously in Japan, it's like tattooing is such a topic that people always ask about. Like my family is like, they'll be like, oh, is it okay if someone has a small tattoo? Can I come in the onset? It's always like a thing people worry about, and it's brought up a lot. And then you have to explain about tattoos. But then I also don't I don't fully understand why the tattoo rules apply to some people, why they don't apply to others, why some ones don't have a problem, some do. Like, I guess from that perspective, because you've done it all in Japan, were you able to like shed some light into maybe the history of it and all the difficulties around it and stuff and the whole thing, really?
Yeah, sure. So Japan is an old country.
Yeah, of course.
And the United States is not. And so as a joke, one of my Japanese buddies ribbed me with, he's like, what's history class like in your country? Is it like 1 week long? Anyway, all that is just to say though, that like, of course, America has a history of tattooing too. Most countries do, like Polynesia has a history of tattooing, and Japan has a very interesting history of tattooing. Like there are books written about it. I mean, and it's a long one. So it starts all the way back in the Jomon period where people are just doing, like these very kind of like ritualistic and tribal type designs that we don't have a lot of records for because it's, like ancient history, all the way up to when the Edo period starts. Japan cuts itself off from the world. And in that world, in Edo and really all around Japan, like it's like ukiyo-e prints, it's like kimono patterns. Everything is just blossoming, and people are figuring out like shape language and flows and motifs, and it's getting like codified almost. Right. And so like, when you do this motif, you use this kind of pattern and so forth and so on. And like, these like wind bars and like, water stripes and things like the mikiri of the tattoo, that changes from like not only family to family, like tattoo families, but also from like prefecture to prefecture. Or this is really like almost before I think there were the prefectural systems. So it'd be like, like the way they would tattoo it in Kyushu would be different from the way they would tattoo it, up here in Kanto. So like, but again, like a lot of this stuff it was going overground and it was going underground. And there were periods of time like when it was illegal, like during the Meiji Restoration. And then there was like, the Second World War. And then, things radically changed in Japan, like all over the place. And then, the Americans were stationed here. And then that was kind of bringing that culture back in. And then people just kind of like, honestly, there was like cultural taboos that were made, but just in terms of like the law, things didn't really change for a long time until suddenly, I think in about 2010, there was like an incident.
Oh, the big case. Yeah.
That was a big case.
Big case.
There was a big case.
Yeah. So basically it was a big case where a tattoo artist, and correct me on any information I miss, Benny, but
go for it.
I believe it was something along the lines of there was a tattoo artist who essentially, they implemented a law in Japan where tattoo artists needed medical degrees.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, so there's a lot of particulars about this that, so what it really was that there was more and more cases piling up against like art make. I don't even know what art make is in English.
Yeah.
When people get like cosmetic tattooing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, like permanent eyebrows.
Yeah. So like, people would just be basically like charging people obscene amounts of money, doing crooked eyebrows and like absconding with their money. And like, it was filling up the courts. Right. And so like the police started investigating it and peeling back the layers and then finding like, well, these people are buying from these tattoo supply places. Well, who are these tattoo supply places and what kind of stuff are they buying and who's buying it? And so they started subpoenaing that information and peeling back the layers. And then all of a sudden, this is, I think, when Hashimoto was the mayor of Osaka.
Yeah.
And then it just became this cabal against tattooers. Like, we're going to like shut this down. We're going to crush it out. This is also about the same time that the same administration decided they were going to get rid of all the clubs. They had this no dancing law in Osaka. Like, you can't dance after 12 a.m.
What?
Yeah. They tried to do this to push all the clubs out of Shinsaibashi.
Yeah, right.
To try to like clean it up. Clean Amimura up and make it like more tourist friendly.
Yeah.
This is anecdotal, but I lived through it and it was like bullshit. And some clubs survived, but a lot of them got pushed out.
Right.
But the reason that I'm bringing that up is because they had this old law in the books, probably from the 1930s or 40s, like you can't cut a rug at night or something like that.
Yeah, right.
So they were trying to do something akin to that, where they brought up an old law, like the technical letter of the law is that you can't put a needle into somebody else unless you've got a medical license.
Yeah, right.
And so they picked up a tattooer in Osaka, they actually raided a few studios and they picked up a few people.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I was also brought in for questioning by the police.
Oh
yeah. That was fun. For like,
what are they asking?
You're like, I'm just eating shit and like in the
man.
corner. I just started.
I'm not having my lunch. And I was like, well, I mean, everyone kind of, because everyone started hearing rumors about tattooers are getting arrested. Like, what's going on? And so everybody was kind of waiting for this other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
And then they started this investigation, and then they're like, we're going to start, like punishing people. Well, then what happened was this case got escalated to the prefectural court. Then it got escalated to the Japanese Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And it basically was like, is tattooing a medical operation or isn't it? Like, yes or no?
Right.
And so they were like, the Supreme Court of Japan was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Now that's the very, very like short abridged version. There were Japanese constitutional lawyers involved in this. And I would encourage anybody who really wants to know the whole story to actually like look it up. But a lot of people try to talk about this case. And I think it's like, oh, it was illegal, but now it's legal. Well, that's not quite right. I think it was unregulated for a long time. And so it was kind of a breath of fresh air for people that it happened because, Japan also, its tattooing was underground for so long, again, pretty much after the Meiji period. And the people that were protecting that culture were the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Right. And keeping that alive. And like, there isn't a lot of like written record of it. There's a few. I think everyone maybe knows like the famous guy who like was preserving the skins in Tokyo University.
Oh,
Dr. I'm blanking on his name.
That is metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preserving skin?
Yeah. So he would flay these guys like after they died.
What?
And he would preserve them. I think he had something like 75 of these like Yakuza bodysuits. Well, they're still in the
Did he just
Tokyo
go,
Daikaku.
That's crazy. He must have just gone to the families or them before they passed and was like, can I
have that?
Can I have your skin? Yeah. To be fair though, if you were a tattooer, I mean, why wouldn't you want someone to have the canvas? Let them have it,
I mean, like, you're dead.
Yeah. I don't need it. Like,
how do you even start that conversation?
To be fair, does anyone you get a conversation with, I imagine it would be a tattoo enjoyer in a country that it's kind of a bit, oppressed to have a tattoo, right? Someone who's probably a bit more open-minded and is like, fuck it, just take it.
I mean, sometimes you hear about somebody in Japan who has like a crazy out of control hobby, like, or an obsession with trains or something, and this guy was like all about tattoos, and so he did all this like medical research on them and stuff, and they used to let you go there and check them out, and then I think it was like in the 80s some reporter went in there and was like, I need to borrow one of these for like a story I'm writing, or something happened where someone like stole Yes, someone stole a couple of these skins.
What?
And absconded with them. And then Tokyo University was like, all right, these things are going into like however they store these things. I can't even imagine how they do it. But
the
like,
cryo chamber.
Yeah, because I called them. I was doing research for a book about 10 years ago, and I'm like, can I go and like photograph these and check them out? And they're like, no, we can't let you.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, but I'm a... And I'm like, oh,
do you know who I am?
I have no credentials. There's no reason to let me into your archives. Yeah, so that was it.
That's insane. Someone just walked in like they stole like a fucking coat or something.
Yeah, right.
So when that
they slip it out like Tom Cruise.
He meets you with 4 layers on.
They're like, where'd he go?
They'll never suspect me.
Sorry, officer. I'm just going to the changing room quickly.
Oh my God, Hannibal Lecter shit.
So that court case. Because I feel like it was it like 5 years ago where that ruling finally happened? Because was it probably a long case? Because I feel like I remember a couple of years ago, we had the conversation. We were like, oh, it's like legal now. But I guess it was a misinterpretation of it was never not illegal. It was just challenged. And now it was proven to be but has it changed at all since then? Has it become more accepted? Have the vibes shifted at all in Japan with
culturally, you mean, or legally? I mean, culturally, so I remember in 1998, this was like when Japan had this like tattoo boom where for a while, there was almost like a bifurcation between like traditional Japanese irezumi and like a tattoo, like a Western style tattoo, right? Yeah. And then people would really, really make this hard distinction. And like, so opening a public facing tattoo shop really almost didn't even happen until like after 1998, like a shop with tattoo flash where people could walk in and get a tattoo. So like it took a while for, anyway, like it kind of kicked off this boom. Sort of. Right. And people started getting tattoos. And then this is also when people were becoming, it was like, what is it? The 3 Bs, beautician, bartender, and bandman. Right. So everybody was trying to do like these cool jobs in the early, the early 2000s. So everyone was getting tattooed. Yeah. And so at the moment, it felt like if you were in your 20s, like all these, crusty old boomers, are like giving way to the new generation. Like tattoos are going to be totally acceptable. And then there was just this like return to conservatism that persisted and persisted. And then it felt like when that court case came, it was like, what are we doing here? Like, you just can't draw on people's bodies. Like, and that's it. And it really felt like, oh, like this is going to be the end of it for sure. But then now I think what's happened is TikTok happened.
Right.
Like, okay, now I think people are just like, Japan can't pull this like reefer madness bullshit. Like kids are too savvy for it, man. They can't just be like, if you even look at a Japanese momiji wrong, like, you'll go insane.
I think it also helps you expose to people. I think in Japan, it's very easy to never meet someone with a tattoo if you really go out for your way or you're in certain circles, right? So perhaps I feel like it's probably exposed people more to different ideas, but people with tattoos as well who seem normal and just like them, It's like tattoos don't suddenly make you a pariah that lashes out and you
you're not immediately a criminal once you have a tattoo.
Yeah. I think visually too, there was something in the older generations where if like someone had a suit on and like the cuff of their sleeve went up and you just saw a little bit of like this, you'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'd argue for some communities, it's still like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can kind of tell. But then I think when you cross into like you see somebody and they have something, and it's like a small flower or a little butterfly. And then it's not too much of a bridge to go, oh, that's kind of cute. And you're like, did I think an Ifizumi was cute? Right?
Yeah.
But, it is.
Oh,
like,
I scared so many people with my pun tattoo, bro. Like, if Japanese people look at them, they're like, oh, he's a Yakuza for sure.
I can see how people would be scared in maybe different ways.
Yeah.
No, I look at that, I'm like, Joe, you doing good? Are you good, Joey?
I'm not fine. Yeah.
So I'm curious. Do you normally tattoo? Are your client base? Do you normally tattoo like other Japanese people, or do you get a lot of foreigners as well?
So it's totally flipped. When I started tattooing, I only tattooed Japanese people,
right?
And there just weren't like a lot of foreigners in Japan. And like I was in Osaka, so there weren't even like military bases around Kansai. So you didn't even have like the Yokosuka-y,
You must have been the only white guy in Osaka.
I mean, like in Kagoshima, it felt that way for sure. In Osaka though, I mean, like really like, there were people who would come through, people would come through for work. We had like Universal Studios. So you'd see like the USJ guys out getting drunk, like, crashing jet skis and things like that. They were all from Australia, by the way.
They're all from Australia?
Just throwing that out there.
Oh my God.
I think they had to implement like a breathalyzer thing at USJ eventually.
Oh my God.
I'm glad we could bring a little bit of our culture to
Damn Australians. Damn Australians.
I mean, they taught me how to live.
They are the rowdiest bunch.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I love them.
I think some of those dudes even went on to, one guy who was working at USJ, he was like a stunt designer for like Mad Max Fury Road, and like he was telling me, it was really cool. So there was some cool cultural exchanges, but you would meet like people here doing like a weird job. People in like why on earth are you in Osaka, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now there's just so many tourists that you can't
discern.
Yeah.
Exactly. And neither can the locals.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. So is it normally like, is a lot of tourists now, or is it just still people that actually live here and reside here?
It's tourist city. So I didn't even answer your question. I just went the long way around. Now it's really like 90% foreigners.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's really flipped. But in general, I think foreigners are a little bit more kind of adventurous with their ideas. It's interesting. I've also like changed the genres that I tattoo in now. So I think it's more fitting for.
What did you used to do and what do you do now?
I mean, when I started, I was like trying to do, traditional Japanese designs, flowers, dragons, koi fish, and then things like from the Suikoden or Journey to the West, or, some of those when you think of like traditional, Buddhist deities, things like that. And so I was studying with books. I was, copying Katsushika Hokusai and Kawanabe Kyosai and like just tracing their stuff and trying to figure it out and, get the visual language down. And then
you single-handedly popularized anime tattoos. Like Benny, the reason why there are so many people with anime tattoos is because of this guy.
Oh my God.
Is that the case?
You can blame me.
Yes.
How did this all start?
God. So I think the way it started was after a while when you're doing the same ish thing every day, like, I think it's pretty normal for artists, but like you just want to break out of it. You want to do something new. And like, so someone's like, oh, like, wouldn't it be cool? Like if I had like this little like Gundam head, right? And, or like, well, what if I had like, a tattoo of like an anime girl on my arm? And I was like, that'd be so wild. What? Like everybody would be like freaked out by that. Are you kidding me? Or like a video game tattoo. Like what if you got a tattoo of Mario? Like it was just like, whoa, like who would do that? It would be just so, it would fly in the face.
Yeah,
like,
who would do that?
I mean, because all the tattoos I was seeing every day, and like I had no idea. Keep in mind, like I've been out of the US for like almost a decade at this point. So I had no idea what people were doing over there. Like I didn't follow the culture at all. And so the stuff I was seeing every day was like, again, it was like flowers, dragons, snakes, you know, cool stuff. Right. And those motifs are classic, but just breaking out of that and being like, you know, talking with a client, being like, well, what if we did this? What if we did that? And so, you know, I did 1 and then 2 and then like 5. And then before, you know, and I was like trying to like show that to people like, let's do something like this.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh yeah. And then because in the beginning, like if you don't have a client, like you can't really put it out there. And like we also didn't really have social media as we think of it today. So you didn't have like this Instagram-y platform to go out there and just like
get inspiration or
and show people what you're doing and get more clients.
Mm.
You had to really go word of mouth. And so Osaka, I think, is one of those nice cities where people are a little bit like wild and weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
bit chatty as well.
Bit chatty, yeah.
Bit chatty, yeah. Talked me up a bit, so that was nice. But yeah, a lot of people who trusted me, and, gave me all that.
Do you remember what the first anime tattoo you did was? Do you remember the first character or series?
The very first one?
Yeah. If you can.
Well, it was there one where you're like, yeah, this is like the direction I want to go with my art.
So it's not the first anime tattoo that I did, but it's one of the first ones that I did where I think I was like, I'm just gonna push this out, nonstop. I think it was Taiga-chan
from
Toradora.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Tiger from Toradora?
Wait, you got to expand. I thought it would be like a Luffy or a
or like an Astro Boy or something.
Yeah, or something classic.
This predates Luffy.
No, it doesn't. Luffy existed.
This was also, I just realized the pain of a tattoo artist is that you might have done this amazing piece and you're like, fuck, I've got to take a picture. I don't know where that person is or where this piece is, but it's on someone.
Yeah.
This museum that moves around the world and I have no way of locating it to appreciate it.
Yeah, and you have no control who's seeing it and who they're showing it to. Like, so it's interesting that your old work is walking around out there and then people are like seeing it. So
totally.
You know,
they might end up in a skin museum.
Can you imagine that? You're like, you know,
you walk in,
dragon, Tora.
Is that Tiger?
Like you open up the locker and she's inside. Oh my goodness, dude. And predictably, this is like one of the first anime tattoos that I did. I had taken a photo of that, and I think I even got it in like a magazine.
Right.
Yeah, and so people saw it, and
What's a magazine?
It was like Instagram made of paper. We got a call at the studio, and somebody was like, "That's my wife that you tattooed on somebody. Okay, that's my wife," and they were like, dead serious.
Yeah, right.
And I was like,
she's not real.
I didn't even know what to say. I was just because
Japanese guy.
Yeah, so this is a Japanese conversation. So he's just our wife does whatever, and I was just like, so desu ka? I had no idea what to say.
Gomenasai, bro.
Deshimasu. No idea.
What the fuck?
Idea.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so the gatekeeping began almost immediately.
Oh shit!
Wow.
In lockstep with
They're
the
like
culture.
one character per person only.
Who's more intense, tattooing anime fans or Yakuza?
Yeah, right.
So